How's it going, guys? It's Fisayo here, and in this video we'll be looking at the Oppo A93. I've reviewed the A92 before, which I'll leave in the description below, but this A93 is an improvement in many aspects, and we'll cover all the improvements in this video. I've been using this A93 for over a month now, and in this video I'll be sharing my thoughts, my pros and cons about this device, and I'll leave timestamps in the description of this video so that you can skip ahead to different sections of this video that you need quick information about. Without further ado, let's get to the video. First off, here's how the box of the A93 looks like. This is what you get when you buy it. To open this box, after sliding it out and opening the main box, we have the main Oppo A93 alongside all the highlighted features. The Super AMOLED display, 6 AI cameras, in-display fingerprint reader, and a 7.48mm thin device. And this thing is actually very slim and thin. Putting the phone away and checking for other items in the box, we've got a smaller box housing the SIM ejector tool on the back side, and inside it is where we have the paperwork, namely the safety guide, the quick guide to start up your phone. This is also where you have the rubber case. Further down inside the box are the accessories as usual, the USB-C transfer and charging cable, wired headphones, and a huge 18-watt fast charger, which I tested, and it took my A93 to almost 70% in 1 hour, and you'll see how we'll do that. Now you can see why we have a very big box. A lot of accessories are in here. You even get a charger, which is starting to disappear in some smartphones today. That's quite a lot in the box of the A93, and the phone is even slim. It seems like it's an environmental friendly phone. Taking the plastic wrap off the phone and of course the stickers, you are greeted with the gradient gorgeousness of the A93. This is one of the few phones I really liked in the mid-range space when it comes to the build quality. You have the headphone jack, one of 2 microphones at the bottom, and USB-C port and a single speaker, which I wish it was a stereo speaker setup on here. I usually end up like blocking the bottom speaker when I'm watching movies or playing games, you know, when I'm using the speaker out loud. So you would definitely need headphones, the headphones that come in the box, or wireless headphones. The right side of the phone is where we have the power button. The left side houses the volume rocker keys and the SIM ejector slot, which has space for all of the things, your memory card and 2 SIMs. The top houses only the second microphone. We have the earpiece and the dual hole punch cutout. The quad camera setup on the back looks nice and aligned and has the flash beside it. It definitely protrudes and has that gas cooker look. The dividing line, the purple edges, everything just makes this design of this particular color look very sleek. And for the last part of the body, we have the Oppo branding below. There are additional colors in metallic white and matte black, but this is called the magic blue, and I think it's the best color option to go for. Of course, it's not glass or metal, it's polycarbonate, you know, it's all plastic. It's the standard glass and plastic mesh of our new smartphones these days, which is obviously much more durable. If you want to get one, this is the way to go. This color is the way to go. And if you've gotten this far in the video, do give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon beside the subscribe button for more updates, so you'll be the first to know when I post any video. And thank you so much, guys, for 100,000 subscribers. It means a lot. Okay, back to the video. The gradient looks gorgeous, and my girlfriend thought it was gorgeous as well. But as with everything in life, it's not all about appearances. How does it perform and what's on the inside? That's what she said. It took 1 minute and 15 seconds to boot and set up the A93, and you are ushered into ColorOS 7.2, which is an upgrade from the A92's 7.1. Software on here is also Android 10. The display of the A93 is way better than the A92, and this time around another highlight is the AMOLED display on here. The A92 came with 480 nits of brightness, while this has up to 800 nits of peak brightness. The screen size is smaller slightly at 6.43 inches, and it's got a wider hole punch cutout housing 2 cameras. Both of them are 1080p displays, and the A93 has a slightly better display with its pixel per inch at 409 ppi. I thought video quality looked quite nice on here. It's not a high refresh rate display, it's a 60Hz display, but it did look really clear. You can stream up to 1080p content on here on YouTube. The only issue I had with it was, you know, with gaming, and that's in fact the single speaker thing I talked about. You can easily block it when you're watching content or playing game. However, I believe that many people who will be getting this should be using headphones when consuming content on here generally. I liked it for day-to-day use. Phone calls were clear, browsing, typing and text, everything in between was okay using the A93. The experience was further enhanced, in my opinion, by how slim it looks and feels and how light it was. I didn't have any issues with crashes when I was running apps or games and stuff in the background, which is a good sign for the past month. You also get dark mode. Speaking of games again, apart from how clear the games looked and tactile the touch felt, I found the device's responsive and lightness of it made it feel better to use. I gamed with this phone for hours, and at one time where I gamed for 1 hour straight. I didn't feel any overheating. It was warm but not something to worry about. In terms of how it sounded, as we're referring to the speaker quality, when I played music or video or generally just audio, it was okay. When it comes to software and the phone's main feature highlights, first off, you've got the Helio P95 from MediaTek, which is an interesting processor, which is also 12 nanometers. I feel this could have been a better choice, but one could state that the pricing was a factor here. Why? Here in Nigeria, this device is retailing for 125,000 naira, and its predecessor, the A92, is 109,000 naira. The difference is like 16,000 naira, which is about $34. And the A92 comes with a slightly better Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, which is an 11 nanometer processor. And as you know, the smaller the nanometer, the better. That's a bit of a dilemma. Storage on here is 128 gigabytes, which is plenty. But when I opened the phone for the first time to use it, I think I had about 112 gigabytes of storage usable. This is because there were things that came pre-installed in the smartphone, but not too much bloatware. You've also got 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is plenty enough for your multitasking needs and more. You can be like me and use Google One, so you have a huge cloud storage. I think it's about 100 gigabytes of storage for 319 naira per month. When it comes to battery life, I did find the 4000 milliamp hour battery hard to drain. I did a lot of testing running heavy graphics, benchmark software like Slingshot, and it took me about 12 hours to drain it, although it was like intermittently. I wasn't actively trying to drain it by force. Also, I must commend the standby time on this device, especially when the battery is low. You'll still get some juice to run through. As always during my Call of Duty gaming sessions, I was able to get the battery from 46% down to 35% in 30 minutes, and after 1 hour of gaming, it further went down to 26%, which means you basically lose 20% battery life after 1 hour of gaming. And this was somewhat consistent as well. As I mentioned earlier, you've got an 18-watt fast charger, and this is how it performs. From the first 30 minutes of charge, you get up to 34%. In 1 hour, you get up to 69%, almost 70%. In 1 hour and 30 minutes, your phone is almost full at 92%, and barely 20 minutes, you get 100% battery life. And if you want to know why your battery charges fast in the beginning and then slows down towards the end, I'll leave a link to Mr. Who's the Boss's video where he explains why and even went to further details. You've got an in-screen fingerprint reader here, and it basically shines a light to capture your thumb. You can tap to wake and also unlock as well. You've also got face unlocking capabilities on here, and yes, it would work if you pull your face mask down just under your nose, but not covering your nose. If you cover your nose, it won't work, but it will work if it's like around here. The selfie camera is a 16 megapixel sensor, as I mentioned, and the images it produces are quite good for photos and videos. The selfie I took brought out details, and it was quite a lot actually. It's also accompanied by a 2 megapixel depth sensor, which would help with the blurry background. I also noticed that the blur did overexpose the background when I took portrait images in some areas. If you get the A93, I'd recommend turning off beauty filter on the front facing camera, and also in video mode, every mode, turn it off. This is so that you can get somewhat natural images and it doesn't look overly smoothened. I also noticed the effect when you switch from the back camera to the front camera, just a little animation, which is a subtle touch. On the back camera side of things, the ultra wide camera tops at 8 megapixels, while the main camera at a low level is 12 megapixels or 48 megapixel capable, and everything else built from that. The remaining cameras are 2 megapixel depth sensors. And when it comes to picture qualities on these cameras, the 8 megapixel ultra wide did look really cool with the HDR effects, and it has saturation and depth, and it was very nice. A main 12 megapixel shot when it's not 48 megapixel looks brighter and of course sharper, and this is because it's got the better and more capable sensor that maxes out at 48 megapixel, which has something interesting I want to share with you guys in a bit. There's no telephoto or zoom lens on this phone's camera, as I said, and everything else built on the main camera, which is the 48 megapixel capable camera. Zooming on here was really cool to see. I didn't lose so much detail in the 5x zoom mode, and in fact when you get up to 10x zoom, which is the maximum, yes, you will notice less sharpened edges, but it's still legible and you can pick details like text, which would be one of the main reasons why people will zoom, or some artifacts or some things that you actually want to see. To actually use the 48 megapixel mode on this camera, you have to go to the menu of the camera's header and select the mode and choose 48 megapixel camera. One of the many shots I took on the camera, the 48 megapixel camera, shows how you can see enough details in things like text when you enlarge or zoom into the image. The image was shot with the phone around my upper body area, and I thought it looked cool. Although some parts of the text are blurry, it's still legible enough. The 48 megapixel camera uses similar technology to the quad Bayer sensor. According to reports, it's the ISOCELL GM1 from Samsung, where you normally would have a 12 megapixel camera multiplied by 4. When the 48 megapixel camera is not activated from the menu, you will get 12 megapixel shots. The 48 megapixel shots I took on here were about 10 to 25 megabytes, so prepare your 120 gigabytes of large storage on this guy. Speaking of the 48 megapixel camera, according to Oppo, while you do have a 48 megapixel sensor among the quad camera setup, the AI capabilities of the A93 allows the image to be scaled up and optimized to seem like it was taken on a 108 megapixel sensor, which lets you get similar quality. With this, for instance, you can like print the images you take and enlarge them. This feature can also be found on the Reno 3, Reno 3 Pro, and the Reno 2. This camera is capable of 1080p in video, and the video quality looked good with gyro EIS or gyroscope electronic image stabilization. I thought the 1080p footage looked stable, and it was like 13 megabytes for this short clip. The 4K video was about 73 megabytes for a similarly sized clip. It had much colors, generally higher saturation, 6 times bigger in file size, and it wasn't as stabilized as the 1080p. Slow motion on here is up to 240 FPS, and it did look smooth and held some of the details when I handheld it. It's also only available in 1080p as well. That's slow motion. Something to note about the video recording on the Oppo A93 is that there is no lens switching when recording video from the wide or ultra wide, so you have to pre-select what you want to record and then hit record. So basically, if you were already recording in the normal mode, you can't jump to ultra wide, you can switch lenses. And if you were recording in the ultra wide, the 8 megapixel ultra wide mode, you can't jump straight to the main 48 megapixels capable sensor. So you're stuck with one during recording, but you can stop and change, if you get what I mean. For the night shots, it did the job of extracting information in really low light, like in dark light. This shot was around 10 p.m. and it still did the job of extracting details in the skies. I noticed that there were flares here and there in the video I made, and the video quality was fairly stable. That's it for the Oppo A93, guys. I thought this was a very sleek phone, one of the very interesting phones I've used in terms of the body's build quality, and was very good for me. The magic blue, guys, this is where it's at. I love showing off this device, and I felt confident using it without a case. It's a matte finish, but once in a while I did pop the case on this phone, and it doesn't hide the beauty of it, so it's a good thing. It's not all about the body of the phone though. There's a 4K capable camera, which, while it's not the most stable camera, a mobile tripod can be useful if you're into that, and if you really want to do photography with this. And also having to charge your phone in 1 hour from 0% to up to 69%, almost 70%, which, if you look at it, it can qualify as an A in some schools. I felt that was a good good enough charging speed. There would definitely be arguments about why you would need a second depth sensor instead of just one, and the fact that it's not a stereo speaker, there's only one speaker at the bottom. However, these might not be major issues, especially since they are somewhat extra features. I'm curious what you guys think about the Oppo A93 though. It's priced at 125,000 naira or $270. Let me know if you have any questions, or if there's anything I missed talking about. Please point them out for me in the comment section below, and I'm sure to engage and answer you guys right there. We'll have a chat there. Do like this video if you found it useful, and consider subscribing so you see more videos like this, hitting the bell icon as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.